All right, we're recording. Yo, 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 this is Cam,
And it's your boy Greg, man.
and you're listening to the City of Savages podcast. And today we got a special guest, the homie, Andre Roberts.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Up,
so
fellas?
what's up? What's up? So for everybody who don't know, Andre is an NFL player, wide receiver, and return specialist, and entrepreneur. Let me run down the stats just real quick. Been in the league for 11 years, three time,
Shout out to that,
three
man.
time Pro Bowl. First time or first team All American, second team All American. I mean, kickoff return leader in 2018. This man is done a lot in the league, man. And most cats don't make it past 3 years, even in the league, going on 11 now. So, hey, man, Dre, we appreciate you joining the pod and just ready to get into it and talk to you, man.
Appreciate
So,
you having me.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, big
So,
facts, man.
how your day going? How everything with you? How you living?
Everything's good. I'm in Arizona right now, enjoying this good weather. Get a chance to play golf, every day, every other day. Um, it's really simple right now. Just working out in the mornings and playing golf in the afternoon, spending time with the family. Nothing
Word.
too crazy.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So you still I know you used to play with some of your old teammates. You still play golf with them out of
Of
Arizona?
course, of
Okay.
course. I play with Fitz a lot and Patrick Peterson and Bryce Butler and Kyle Fuller. He's playing for Denver now, but we got a nice little crew. We get it in and some good competition.
That's what's up, man. That's dope.
That's what's
Dope.
up, man.
So
Y'all
you
are
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Cam.
No, I was just gonna say, so Dre, you were playing with the Bills this past season, but you just signed with the Texans. So
Yeah.
tell us how
Word.
was your last season with the Bills and how's it feel now to be with Houston?
Yeah. So last season was awesome. We made it to the AFC Championship game. Obviously, we lost to Kansas City to go to the Super Bowl, but fortunately, they lost too. So they didn't get that much farther than us. Um, but it was fun, man. Being in Buffalo was fun. I was there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Had a good time. We were a playoff team both years. Had a really good team. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, and it was just time for me to move on. The money wasn't right for them like it was for me, so
Yeah.
I had to keep it moving. Um, I'm not afraid to move around a little bit. It's my seventh team,
Hey,
so it is what it is.
yeah. Yeah.
Haven't been with the Texans long. I went up there, checked out the facility, signed my contract and everything. But Houston is nice. I'll tell you that probably the best thing right now, just not knowing too much about Texans, is the no state taxes. And I'm
Oh yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoying that
I
because I
forgot
was
they
at
ain't
the
got state
Jets.
taxes there.
I was at the Jets in Jersey, in New York, in
Mm.
Buffalo. So those taxes were hitting me over the head. So just
Oh
having a
yeah.
little extra money come back is gonna be nice.
I bet that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, we always like to kind of start with the origin story. So you've been in the league for 11 years now. What when did that interest for football started? I'm sure it was since you was a little kid. What got you like, really interested in football?
Yeah. I was interested in football when I was, young, elementary school, middle school. Um, Played it in the neighborhood all the time, but never played in a rec league or anything.
Mm.
My mom wouldn't let me play. She thought it was a little bit too rough. So
Ah,
I finally convinced her to let me play in middle school. So that was really my first year getting introduced to, football, like with the team and offensive line and running back, receiver, DBs, all that. But I always had an interest in it. My first love was basketball, though.
really?
And
Okay.
when I got to high school and I saw how tall those basketball players were doing the same thing I was doing, I was like, yeah, let me invest my time into something else.
Yeah, yeah.
But love football, same way as I love basketball. and obviously I'm fortunate enough to play in the NFL now. So
Yeah, yeah. That's what's up, man. So now you talk about size with basketball. Now you kind of small for, I mean, not super small, but you kind of small for an NFL receiver too.
I'm a
So
big dude. Last time you saw me, I was probably smaller than I am now, but I'm about 190. I'm solid
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Guys are bouncing off of me right now.
Yeah, I remember when you was going to the combines and everything. I was looking at your stats online. I'm like, man, that guy Dre at like 195. I know Dre ain't 195, bro.
Man, 195. I was 195 when I weighed in, but I was a
Yeah.
lot of pizza and a lot of chicken wings to get me there, man. I wanted to be a good. That's honest truth.
Yeah.
So I was training in Pensacola at the time, and they had us eating all these good foods, all the healthy stuff, and it was good, to train and get fit and be lean and stuff. But I was sitting there like 185. I was like, I need to pack on a couple pounds,
Yeah.
They expect us to be blocking safeties that are 210 pounds. I got get a little bit of weight.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
I started eating pizza and chicken wings, man. I'm telling you, that helped me get to 185. I was only there for a little bit, but that's all I needed for the combine.
Word. That's that Ocho Cinco diet.
Hey man, you eat whatever you want. So I used to do that. I used to be able to do that when I was younger. I don't know
Yeah.
how he did his whole career, but I used to be able to do that when I was younger. But now I got to stay on a little bit more of a diet. I'm gonna start packing on pounds a little too quick.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I was the same way, man.
Man, listen,
When I was
listen.
young, I could eat like that. Now, shoot, boy, the
You
weight
better
just
watch
keep
it.
coming. It keep coming.
You better watch it. You
Yeah,
better
dog.
work out and run a little bit too.
For real.
One
For
bad
real.
meal, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
dog. It don't take much at all. Don't take much. So now, as you're growing up, playing football. I know your parents were military, right? So you were moving around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So born in Alaska, lived in Texas, but lived most of my life in South Carolina and Columbia.
Okay.
But my dad was very into me finishing high school where I started.
Okay.
So they didn't go anywhere. My dad went to Texas for 6 months, but we didn't go with him.
Mm.
But yeah, finished high school, did 2 years in middle school in South Carolina, and then 4 years in high school in South Carolina, which was
Okay.
nice.
All right. Good. Good. So you got some
That's what's
stability
up.
towards the end of your high school career.
I had some stability, and like I said, I started playing in 8th grade, like on a team. So
Yeah.
I didn't really play before that. So it was enough stability. Those 5 years, that 1 year in middle school, and
Yeah.
then the 4 years in high school.
Okay. All right. Now, when you started, were you always a standout, breakout player, or did you kind of have to grow into that?
Well, don't we always feel like that?
We always feel like that.
Don't we all feel like that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. Well, I just knew when I was in the neighborhood when we used to play all the time, I was always better than the kids, like faster
Yeah.
and stuff like that. When I first started playing soccer when I was younger, I wasn't that good, but I was faster, so I could just kick the ball and then run it down, and then get it to the goal.
Yeah.
So I always knew I was a little bit faster than everybody else. But the real test was when I got into high school. So when I was a sophomore, they put me on so at our high school, there was a B squad, which was 9th grade, and then JV and varsity.
Right.
When I was a sophomore, where most guys go to JV, they moved me up to varsity. And I was like, I must be pretty good at this. So I was playing corner, and they needed more receivers. We had a couple of receivers hurt, so they needed more receivers. And they asked me to play receiver. I was like, sure, why not? So that's actually how I ended up started out playing receiver.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've always been catching punts and kicks, more punts than anything. But I did do punts and kicks in high school too. So I kind of always been doing that. But that's how I got in at receiver. It's just they needed some extra body, so I got in there, did some good things, and I I'm still trying to play receiver, but more of a kicker turner and punt returner. You know?
Yeah. It's funny. You talk about how you're good in neighborhood and you got a little bit. You always realized you was faster than everybody. It's like for me, I was kind of that way too, right? I used to play in the neighborhood and I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm better than mostly cats in the neighborhood. But the real test, when I got to high school, I realized I wasn't as fast as I thought
That's
I
when you
was.
find out.
Yeah, that's when you find out. So like, I played varsity in 10th grade as well, but I rode the bench on varsity. So I really played JV on Thursday night, and then I rode the bench on varsity. They just put me on the varsity squad just to kind of give me some confidence and validate, like, oh, you all right. Or in case they needed an extra body, they throw me in at the end of the game, kind of thing. So, yeah, man. So, but so
that's
tell us.
kind of how it happened for me in basketball. Like I was my sophomore year, I was on the varsity team, and I was like on the end of the bench, like, can I get in the game? And then you go in the fourth quarter when it's like 3 minutes to go, and we either lose it by a lot or win it by a lot. And I was like, yeah, this probably ain't for me.
Right. So when it came down, obviously you were a good wide receiver in high school. What made you choose to go to the Citadel? What other schools you got other schools recruiting you? What made you choose the Citadel?
So I had some other schools recruiting me, but a lot of my D1 single A, well, I guess it's called, what is it, FBS? That's what it's called now. They had preferred walk-ons. Okay. So they were like, yeah, you can come. We like you a lot, but we don't have a scholarship for you, but you can earn a scholarship. I was like, I got some scholarships at some other schools. Right. But I had Middle Tennessee State. Right. I was like, I ain't going to the middle of Tennessee.
Right. Yeah.
For me. So I had Coastal, Citadel, and some other schools, some Ivy League schools like Princeton and Dartmouth and stuff, but they didn't do scholarships. So at the end of my process, I was in South Carolina. I'm from Columbia, right? Mm-hmm. So it was close to home. And actually, I wanted to get out of South Carolina I think I came from my childhood, just moving around a lot. Yeah. But I didn't. And I enjoyed being in Charleston and going to the Citadel. But at the end of my recruiting process, the Citadel had a better accounting program. That's kind of how it ended up being. Okay. They had a better accounting program than Coastal. And that's what I wanted to get into in school. So I chose the Citadel. So it had nothing to do with the military. I did not want to go into the military. And I actually thought it was going to be a little bit easier for me because my parents were military, right? Right. My parents were a little strict at the house. Like, I got this. Mm-hmm. When I got there, it was a little bit tougher, man. A little bit tougher than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what's up. Is that why you started growing your hair out? Because you couldn't do it in college?
I think that's probably why. I mean, I don't know. Maybe in the back of my head, something that's why. But being bald and having a low cut for 4 years, that might have did something to me. Mentally. Oh, yeah. It might be something mentally back there that I don't even know. But it definitely, I like my hair though, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You been how long?
I like your hair too, G. I see you doing a little something up there too, G.
Hey, man, I am. I think low key, man. I'm feeling the same way you were, man. That might have something to do with it too, man. Because at this point, man, you lock goals, bro. So I just want to shout you out. I'm trying to get to where you at some point, man. Hey, man, before I cut out, man, my internet acting crazy, man. But before I cut out, I wanted to say congrats to you, man, for signing with Houston, man. After so much, man. That's dope, man, to have so much tenure in the league right now, bro. So shout out to that. But we kind of followed you and we talked about your background to this point. So once you start playing for the Citadel and stuff, man, when was it like a realization for you, like, oh man, you know what I'm saying, like the league is real, this dream is real, like I can actually make it? When did that like happen for you when you were playing, man?
So I always wanted to go to the NFL, right? So when I was in high school, I was like, when I set my sights on football and said I wanted to like get it done, that was my dream, right?
Yeah.
Wanted to go to the NFL. So when I got to school, I told my head coach, like, I want to get to the NFL. What do I need to do to get in the NFL? And he was a receiver coach for the Lions before he was a coach for the Citadel. So he pretty much knew what it took. And he gave me some, at the time, DVDs. You know, that's what it used to be.
Yeah.
Roy Williams running routes and doing drills. And I just took that on my own and, you know, I just started doing that kind of stuff. And my sophomore year, I made the All-American team. And I had a really good season. So I was like, this could be an actual goal for me. So once I made the All-American team, I just worked harder and harder and harder. You can just tell, like, the people that really wanted it. Like, there were guys that on summer vacation, like, they would go and, you know, just go on vacation and go to the beach with the girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. But there was a select few guys, you know, some guys didn't make it, but there was a select few guys that were there in the summertime just working on their craft. Yeah. And you could just tell who wanted to be great. And whether that be going to the NFL or just great for college or whatever they wanted to do, you could tell, you know, that fight and that drive that some guys had in them. And I just had that in me, especially, you know, my end goal was, you know, make it to the NFL. So,
yeah.
But my sophomore year was probably when I was like, you know what, this is probably, you know, a attainable goal for me. So I just put my head down and kept working.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I know. I think it was your senior year. You had like a killer game against Clemson. I think it was.
Yeah, and, I remember that.
Junior year.
Oh, it's your junior year? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Like, I was like, "Dang, yo, Dre's balling over here." Yeah. So I think that was like the moment where I was thinking, like, "Yo, this cat, like top notch for real." So that's what's up, man. And did you, when you set your sights on the NFL, when you knew that you was pretty much going to make the league, did you know that it was going to be be more of a return specialist, or did that just kind of shifted into that role as you got in the league?
So my junior year, I led the nation in all of college football and punt return average. So
wow.
When I got in the league, especially with Arizona, they already had receivers. They had Larry Fitz, Steve Breston, and Early Doucette. So I knew the only way I could get on the field was with special teams. So, and that's how it is, right? So
yeah,
if you're not getting on the field as special teams, then you're not gonna dress. Like, you might be on the team, but especially if you're like number 4, number 5 receiver, you're just not gonna dress because there's other guys that can play special teams and play receiver. And if you're just playing receiver, you have less value. Okay. So when I got in the league, that's what they relegated me to, right? They relegated me to punt return and just playing a little bit of receiver here and there. But, you know, I wanted to be a receiver, right? Yeah. So I did my role when I was a rookie, and then my second year I started at receiver, and you know, that was good. That's what my goal was, and I attained my goal. But at the same time, it's like, and I see it now. I didn't see it before. If you only play receiver, and they don't think you're playing up to, you know, their standard, you're gonna be out the league.
Right.
So you just have less value. So if you look at any NFL roster, the receivers on most NFL rosters have 5 or 6 receivers. The 6th, 5th, and most times the 4th receiver, they all play special teams. So when you look at it, you're like, man, if I just play receiver, I might be out the league soon. But if I find a role on special teams, whatever it is, fortunately for me, it was handling the ball. So that's just as fun, you know, receiver. So, you know, you find a role on special teams and you can play receiver, you add more value. And that's kind of how I took it. And my 6th year in the league, they drafted a guy, Jamison Crowder in DC, in front of me. And you know, when they draft a guy, that means, you know, he's younger, he's less expensive, they're trying to push you out. So, and that happened to me in Arizona. So I kind of already knew what the deal was.
Right.
So once they put him in there, I was like, well, just let me catch punts and kicks. And that was my first year returning a kick for a touchdown. They're like,
wow.
oh, okay, you could do this too.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I could do this. I got started out doing this.
Like, this is my thing right here.
Yeah, that's my thing. So I ended up getting hurt that year. And my next year's contract was kind of high. They were like, you can take a pay cut. I was like, just release me. So they released me. I went to Detroit. Next thing you know, I'm a return specialist, not even a receiver anymore. I was like, you know what? If y'all gonna make me a return specialist, I'm about to be the best damn return specialist y'all are gonna see.
Yeah.
So I pretty much just put my head down and worked hard at, the return stuff, and ended up scoring 2 touchdowns that next year. And next thing you know, I'm like one of the best, return specialists in the league. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
It changed, but hey, it is what it is, and I still enjoy it. So,
hey man, that's love, man. Like, and I can't imagine, like, you know what I'm saying, doing that. Like, I think that just a tribute to hard work, and then knowing like, okay, this is what's going to make me more valuable. Being able to be multifaceted, you know what I'm saying, I can add this to my repertoire. Like, I can be a return specialist because I know this is what I do. Like, this is where I became an All-American, you know what I'm saying, like, in punt return yards and all this. But then at the same time, you like, I want to add receiver, I want to be a receiver. I can imagine, like, how was it coming in your rookie season and working alongside like Larry, man? You know what I'm saying? Somebody like him with his experience, you know what I'm saying? What was that like?
I learned a lot, man. I was very fortunate to come into the league with some better receivers. Larry, especially, obviously, he's been doing it for a long time. But the guys like Steve Bresson earlier said were guys in front of me.
Right.
And they were the type of guys where they taught me a lot. And there's some guys in the league still to this day where they're just like, I know you're coming to take my spot, so I ain't going to give you all the tricks of the trade. I might help you out a little bit. But those guys knew I was coming to take their spot too. Larry's still in Arizona, so nobody's taking his spot.
Right.
But he's that guy. He's one of the best to ever play the game. But the other guys knew I was coming to take their spot, and they helped me out as much as they could. Steve ended up going to Kansas City, making a little bit of money. I forget where Early went, but they moved on, and I stepped in, and it was good for me. But Michael Floyd got drafted after me. He moved into my spot. I left and went to DC. But that's just that's just how the league works. And fortunately enough, I got to come into Arizona. I didn't know anything about Arizona, being from South Carolina, but I got to come in and learn under a guy like Fitz, and he helped me a lot.
That's
dope, man. Bro.
So you played for 17s now. Was Arizona your favorite team that you played for so far, or what was your favorite team, would you say?
So Atlanta was one of my favorite teams.
Okay.
We had Julio, Muhammad Sanu, Taylor Gabriel, Matt Ryan. We had a really good team.
Yeah.
And then I would say Buffalo, which is I would have never thought when I signed there, because it's so damn cold.
Yeah.
It's so.
I can't even imagine, bro. I can't imagine.
And it's so windy.
Hey man, you from South Carolina, bro? Like, we're not used to that, bro. Like, I'm from Columbia, like came from Greenville. We're not used to that.
Not
at all. And when you live in it, it does help you play in it. But it's so cold, man. It's so cold, man. But the team was good. The team, like the guys. So it's really about the guys, right? So like, I've been on some shitty teams, but as long as you have the right guys in the locker room and you're having fun, obviously winning helps.
Right.
But you just need the right guys in the locker room. Like when I was with the Jets, like I only liked a couple coaches. Everybody else is like, not really cool. But my teammates, like I fooled my teammates, so they made it a fun year. You know what I'm saying? But the most fun I had was just because of my teammates. Obviously, winning helps in Buffalo and Atlanta, but my teammates and the culture was really what made it fun in Atlanta and Buffalo.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's dope, man, when you can build that camaraderie. And I know I could just tell, man, Bills Mafia is just a little different. It looks cold, but I can just tell like there's a good camaraderie there.
That's so cold, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in Buffalo, man. Unless you playing in Buffalo, you don't want to.
Yeah. So since you're a receiver, I gotta ask, who's the best quarterback that you play with?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I would say Matt Stafford and Carson Palmer. So I played with Carson my last year in Arizona. He was throwing dime everywhere. I wish I could have played with him. Then Matt Stafford, he throws the ball a little bit harder. People talk about how hard he throws the ball, but he throws a perfect spiral. So it just hits his hand so nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, Matt Ryan was good, but my favorite is definitely Carson Palmer. And then ball hits his hand, so it's all off this Carson. But Matt Stafford as well.
Okay, got you. So Matt, and I hear, you hear a lot of people talk about, when they talk about football, they talk about Matt Stafford a lot, about him being such a good quarterback, but the Lions never did anything, even though it had a crazy good roster receiver wise, got a good quarterback, good receivers. What was it you think about the Lions that just keep it, just make that franchise not perform as good as?
I think they could never get their defense together. So Matt Stafford would have 4,000-yard seasons doing his thing, but you got to have a full team.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Atlanta and we made it to the playoffs, and we made it to the playoffs one year in Detroit, but we lost in the wild card round. But just thinking about the team we had in Buffalo, we had a really good team. We made it to the AFC Championship game, but we had a really good team. Like offense rolling, special teams was, I think, top 2 or top 3. And I think we're top in kickoff return and top in kickoff, number 1. So we had a really good special teams. I think our defense was a top 10 defense, between 5, somewhere between 5 and 10 defense. So, you got to have a really good team to go anywhere. You can get to the playoffs with just an offense or just a defense, but you're not going to really go past the first or second round. You might get lucky and get past the wild card round, but after that, teams are just too good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So tell us a little about your Pro Bowl experience. How is that, being at a Pro Bowl, getting to play with the best players in the world? How's that experience?
Yeah. That Pro Bowl stuff is fun, man. This year is a little different, COVID. There was no Pro Bowl. But the 2 previous years we were in Orlando, and it's pretty fun. You get to go to Disney World if you want. It's really relaxed. If you ever watch the game, guys aren't really going that hard because it's the off season, right? Yeah. Some of those guys were in the playoffs, so their bodies are still hurting, and the other guys, they probably didn't play for a few weeks. They're like, I'm not trying to hurt myself out here, so I can enjoy my off season. So it's a pretty lax game, but during the week it's real fun. Guys can meet each other. Guys that don't see each other during the season, and you meet guys for the first time, and obviously you see how talented guys are. I'll say, Tyreek Hill. You see he's fast and everything on TV, but in person, when he's jogging, he looks like he's faster than everybody. You're he's just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes, obviously, he's just different, right? Lamar, he's just different. It don't matter. When he's running and trying to chill during practice and stuff in the Pro Bowl, it still looks like he's super elusive. He's just different, right? The line is just a little bit bigger than the guys he played with, a little bit more athletic, which makes them, the best in the league.
Okay. All right.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, you pretty fast too. So how's the competition? Y'all ever, you ever been on teams, y'all betting each other, y'all racing and things like that?
So last year, this guy finally convinced me to race. So dude's probably one of the fastest guys on our team. But I was like, you know what? Like, if I ain't really got nothing to lose, like I'm 30, 32, 33 at the time, 32. Yeah. And this dude's like 24, 25. Like, he's supposed to be faster than me. Right?
Yeah,
so I
right.
got nothing to lose. So if I end up winning, I'm gonna be on your ass.
Yeah.
Like this dude talks the most trash, like in the locker room. Like he talks a lot. So I know he's gonna talk. He been talking, but he ain't gonna have much to say because everybody think he's faster than me anyway.
Yeah.
Which he was.
Right.
But so he beat me. But we raced in the 40-yard dash. He beat me by a little bit. But the thing was, he gave me like a yard head start. Okay. But I'm like, he's like one of the Isaiah McKenzie. He's one of the quickest dudes I've ever played with. But shoot, as soon as we started, he was like right beside me. So I'm like, damn, that 1 yard didn't help me. 1.5 yards helped me none. So we was running, we were side by side, and then next thing you know, where you just feel somebody.
Yeah,
running
your thought.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he got me. Dang. And there were some guys betting on it. I don't think they bet that much, but I was like, I ain't betting nothing because, I know I'm fast, but I don't know if I'm that fast. to be honest, it's just bragging rights, and we all play together, and it's all fun. And we know, when we're on the field, it's not that straight line stuff, right? It's not 40 times.
Right.
It's, especially as a punt returner, kick returner, you gotta be elusive. You gotta make people miss going full speed. So like as a punt returner, I might not always get up to full speed unless I'm breaking out, but I gotta be quick after the catch, make guys miss. So we all know that, football is not just straight line speed, but we like to have a little fun here and
there.
Yeah. That's a good point too, man. I mean, you imagine like timing everything, just like you said, being elusive and stuff like that. I just imagine how much more technicalities there is into it versus just a straight line, to your point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like if you break out, like how often do you see guys break out and just run it straight to the pylon? Like it happens sometimes, but most of the time you either running between some tackles, running a route, you got to be controlled. You catching the ball, you looking to get hit by somebody, you're not opening up and getting full speed, So
yeah.
Man, I remember y'all. I came back from having this my technical difficulties, man. But I heard y'all talking about playing football back in the day, man. And I was the smallest on the team in 7th grade. Like I'm not just saying that. I literally was the smallest on the team. Like I might have been 4 foot nothing, bro. Like 128 pounds wet, bro. But like I had the biggest heart on the team, right? And so like I remember this. We was doing like the tackle drill. You lay on the ground and then you jump up.
Yeah, man, and then you face each other.
I got demolished on that drill, bro. And like I was like, man, I'm about to get this up, but like I kept playing, and I played it in B team and I played JV, but I didn't play in varsity because I had some beef with the head coach. But I was like super small. I was small in college too. I really didn't start gaining weight until like after college. You know what I'm saying? If I'd have had this weight now, I might have kept playing, bro. But like it's just crazy, like the different things that you work on, man. But I enjoy football so much, man. So it's a joy to watch, you know what I'm saying, y'all play, and just to dig into the different things that you have to work on and go through, bro. Like to see the grind is crazy.
Yeah. If you've never played football or any other sport, you don't understand the grind, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the grind that it takes. And then once you get into the NFL, it's just a little different because, in high school and college, you kind of have your role on the team. You're kind of, you're on the team. But in the NFL, when there's a guy drafted, you better be on your shit because he comes to take the job, and it's every single year. Right? So once you become a little bit older, a little bit more expensive, there's a younger guy talking about you doing the same thing that you could do that doesn't cost as much. So from a business perspective, for the owners, they're like, we need to get this old guy out of here, man. young dude, he can do the same thing. So
exactly.
you gotta fight
His
that
knees,
battle.
his knees a little better.
Hey man, my knees right now. I'm sitting down.
Hey, Dre, for real though, like that's a good point, man. Like I think that's a good segue to a question we had because, bro, you've had a long career, man. So shout out to that. Like, and up until this point, what would you say is like your secret as far as like longevity, to where you are now? Can't get that one away.
About that secret, man. I think that the biggest thing though is just working hard, man. So Larry told me this when I first got in the league, and it stuck with me probably my second year and my third year, especially when Mike got drafted. Was you got to come into every training camp and every off season like you're a rookie. So like when you're a rookie or before you get into NFL, you work your ass off to get there.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why you got there. But there's a lot of guys that, there's those guys that, have talent and they can just be in the league for a while. But most of the time you got to work your ass off if you want to stay around. So that's really what it is. So a lot of guys, play for a few years. They kind of get tired of the work aspect of it in the off season and in training camp. And they're still talented, but they're not working like they were previous.
They're not hungry no more.
They don't have that hunger, man.
Yeah.
And as soon as guys get a little bit of money, the hunger goes away a little bit. Their family gets set. They're good. Yeah. But me, I still love the game. So yeah, I got some money, but I still love it. I still love the work, and that's what's carried me on.
Okay,
that's what's up, bro.
Yeah, so how much longer you think you got?
Oh, with these knees is talking about. Nah, I want to play for a couple more years, maybe 3 more years.
Okay.
Just see where it goes. My goal was always 10. I was very fortunate and blessed to make it to 10, and now I'm going on to 12. So I always said anything after 10, it would be, it'd be gravy. So
yeah,
now I'm going on to 12, and I'll just take it year by year.
Okay.
Got the restaurant stuff going on, so I'm looking forward to my after football life. But right now, I'm still enjoying the game. So.
Exactly. That's a perfect segue because I want to go into that next. So outside of football, you're an entrepreneur. You started franchising, right? So you started franchising Zaxby's. How many stores do you have now?
1.
Okay, so you got the one. It's in Virginia, right?
Yep, we got the contract to do 6 of them, but we're actually in the process of trying to get more locations. So
okay.
Trying to get this thing rolling. COVID kind of put a stomp on some of the things.
Yeah.
We're trying to get this thing rolling.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about that process. First off, I'm curious, why Zaxby's? Why'd you choose that as your franchise opportunity?
So I always kind of wanted to get in the restaurant business, and I got lucky. So when I wanted to get into the restaurant business, the first thing I wanted to do was get Chipotle, right?
Yeah.
I love Chipotle. I felt like they were going to grow at a good rate, which they have. Yeah. But at the time, they were still privately owned. So you couldn't just go and franchise Chipotle.
Yeah.
And at the time, actually a little bit after I looked into Chipotle, they had the E. coli thing. So I was
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I got lucky because I think if I would have put one up and that happened, it would have probably got crushed. Now, may have come back, maybe, but you just never know.
Yeah.
Right.
So after that, obviously I wanted to get into restaurant business. So I was just looking up chains that you can get into. We all love Chick-fil-A. Never hate on Chick-fil-A. But you have to work in the store if you own the Chick-fil-A. Like you have to be the manager, manager in the store. And I'm like, I'm playing football right now, so I can't really do that.
Yeah.
So we looked into Zaxby's. Me and my partner Duran. He actually was my quarterback when I was at the Citadel. But me and him looked into Zaxby's. So let me tell you how this went. So we were just in South Carolina. I think we had just come from golf or something. And then we went back to his house. We were going to play like Call of Duty or something at the crib. Went up to his attic. We were like, man, I'm hungry. What should we get? So we ended up getting Zaxby's. So I was like, man, the Zaxby's, Columbia, anywhere in South Carolina, you can find a Zaxby's for the most part.
Yep.
But I was like, man, this Zaxby's would be good in Virginia. I was playing for the Redskins at the time, not a Washington football team. But I was like, oh, man, this would be good in Virginia. Right. So I was like, you know what? We should go into business together and put this in Virginia. And then he was like, seriously? I was like, yeah. So that's kind of how I started. 2016, we went to Athens, where Zaxby's started. We talked to the guys there, and we told them kind of like what we want to do. Yeah. And after about a month, we signed a contract to do 6 stores in Loudoun County, Virginia. So that's kind of how we got into it.
Okay. Hey, that's what's up.
That's dope, bro. Yeah,
man. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So, how did y'all come up with the number with 6? Like what?
So Zaxby's does that. So what they do is pretty much just scout the area, and they say, depending on how big the area is, how many Zaxby's can fit in a certain county, without one of them taking money from the other one.
Gotcha.
Okay.
They came up with 6. So I don't know if we'll end up doing 6 in Loudoun County, but we kind of want the whole DC area. So we'll see how that works out. But we want to do more than 6. So we just got to try to get some land and get the move and start building, man.
Yeah. So there's no Zaxby's out there right now except for is yours the first Zaxby's in that area?
Yeah. So the other closest one is in Winchester, Virginia. I think it's like an hour away. And then there's another one, and there's a guy in Richmond that does some, but that's like 2 hours, I think. A little bit over 2 hours away.
Yeah.
We're the first one in the Northern Virginia area. So that's why we're kind of trying to get, the DMV. We're trying to get a little bit of Maryland.
Right.
Yeah. One of the biggest problems, though, and I understand why people haven't done it, is because of the land cost. The land cost is so expensive. So, the more you pay for land, the less you make in money. Right. So, I understand that, but we make the money back. It's going to take a little bit more time, but if you have a little bit more capital, you can get it done.
Okay. So so when it comes to the land, are y'all doing all the research, and how are you finding land or the places where to put it at?
Yeah, so me and Duran are constantly talking about what we want to do about buying land versus renting. There's pros and cons to both, right? If you rent, you don't really own much of anything. You can put up the building, but once the lease is over, now you don't have the land, so you don't even really own the building anymore.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff with that where you just hope the people that are leasing it build the building for you and kind of get out of it that way. But we want to own the land, but we look for everything, man. We look at how much people drive through the place. Like we have one, and we see how much traffic there is before we, decide on where we want to go. What kind of visibility it has. There's a lot, what kind of visibility it has to the highway, going to the airport, or things like that. So there's a lot that goes.
Do you anticipate like that's going to be like your area or location, once your football career is over?
I do. I love Arizona. My wife loves Arizona. She wants to live out here. I love Virginia. I'm still trying to convince her to live in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see. But yeah, I think that's always going to be main location, our home. But we'll see what the wife wants to do. Happy wife, happy life. So sometimes you gotta make the move.
Facts.
Yeah, facts. Now, did you meet her in Arizona? Is that where she's from?
No, she's from Australia, actually.
Okay.
and it's an easier flight back to Australia from here. But I'm just like, you only going a couple times a year, it might be rough just twice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
How long is that flight, man?
it's 14 hours from LA.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when you're coming from the East Coast, it is a long day, right? So it's like 5 hours from Virginia to LA, and then 14 hours, and obviously you have a layover in between. So it could be like a 20-hour trip altogether from the East Coast. But from Arizona, it's like an hour to LA, 14 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
After you do it a couple times, it's actually really easy. But when you say 14, even when I say it now, when I say 14 hours, I'm like, hey, that's like half a day.
Yeah, no,
yeah, it is. I can't even. Yeah. I think the longest flight I've ever been on is like 4.5, 5 hours, bro. So I can't even imagine a 14-hour flight. That's crazy, though.
A lot of wine, man. A lot of wine.
Bro. I would be like toe up, sleep. Let me drink as much as I can and go to sleep.
You got to, man. You got to.
So
that's gonna be some good sleep.
Yeah. So outside of Zaxby's, what other entrepreneurial things or businesses that you got going on? Is there anything else, or are you just focused basically on your franchise?
So I do have a trading business. So I do stocks and options. I have an LLC with that. Trying to get that thing going, man. It's a little rough sometimes. But the thing is, the market's so good right now, so everybody thinks it's real easy. Right. But you understand it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So when I started learning back in 2014, market was good, and it's been on a bull run for, 7 years now.
Right.
But if you understand anything about the market, usually there's about a 10 to 12 year period before there's like a recession or a big drawdown. And most people think it was COVID that caused that big drawdown, but we recovered so fast in the market that it kind of didn't seem like it unless you took your money out at the bottom.
Right.
You be stuck, with those losses. But obviously we've come all the way back, and we're at all-time highs right now. We just go up every day. But common sense tells you at some point it's got to slow down, like it's got to stop, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to try to time it because you don't know when that point is. But the stock market is all-time highs. The housing market is at all-time highs.
Yeah.
The interest rates are as low as they've ever been. So, at some point, all that is going to change. Interest rates are going to go up. Houses are going to cost. I think they're going to cost a little bit less because they're not going to be able to. Like this is how interest rates work, right? So interest rates go lower, housing market goes up. Interest rates are higher, housing market goes down. People don't want to buy a house because they have to pay all that interest.
Exactly.
But at some point, something gonna hit. We don't know when it is.
Yeah, man.
But if you got a little bit of capital, hold on to it. If you're not using it, try to have a nice little savings because something's gonna
get ready.
Something's gonna hit here soon, and you're gonna be able to get something at a discount. Nothing's at a discount right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. I've been learning about the stocks and trading, especially options too. So that's one thing I'm trying to get into is learning options. So what I'm curious, like what kind of strategy do you use when you trade your options? What are you looking for?
I do a lot of verticals. So what it is instead of just buying a call or buying a put, you sell a call when you buy the call, and you sell a put when you buy the put. So I know it could be a little bit confusing, but when you buy a call, you expect the stock to go up. When you buy a put, you expect the stock to go down.
Yeah.
But with options, like with stock, if the stock goes up in price and you own the stock, you make money, right?
Yeah.
With a call option, if the stock goes up in price but goes a little bit slower than the volatility says it's supposed to go, you can be down on a position and the stock's still going up. So when you sell a call against that call that you buy, Stock that's pretty much just stay there, but the sold call will make money because the time of cost, like this time that makes the stock go down. But when you sell a call, when the time makes the stock go down or kind of stay in the same place, that call that you sell makes money, while the call that you bought doesn't really make any money. So you can kind of offset those losses that you have the call that you buy. But if you want to talk about it more, I know a lot about options. I've been kind of doing it for about 5-6 years now. So it can get confusing, but it's a lot easier than what people think.
Okay. Yeah,
we're gonna jump on a separate call, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm about to get with you offline because I'm trying to learn. But you said a gem, because I had to learn that too. What you talking about with the volatility? Because I had I think I bought like an Apple call one time, and I like the stock going up, but my dang call is going down. I was like, what the hell going on? So you got to learn all the ins and outs. So like I just started really learning about the Greeks, right? So looking at the delta and the theta. So that's helping me more looking at those things, where before I was more so looking at just the price and kind of trying to anticipate the price of the stock, but that don't always work. So you got to know a little bit more details about the options itself, and then the particular calls. Some calls have, or some puts and some calls have more volatility than others based on the open interest and the volume and all that stuff. So
there's a lot that goes into it. Stocks are a lot easier, but options are a little bit more difficult. You gotta know what you're getting into.
Yeah, you definitely gotta know what you're doing. So I've gotten lucky and I've hit some pretty big play. I mean, I ain't putting a whole bunch of money into it, but I've made like 600 on a call before, but I've also lost like 4 or 5 on some calls, on some options. So like
it's one of the riskiest things you can do in the market, but high risk, high reward. That's how it is. Low risk, low reward. So.
Exactly. So yeah, man. So I kind of now I'm putting most of my money into long term stocks, but I do a little bit of stuff for it.
The best way I'll tell you is putting your money in long term, because investing long term is the best way to go.
Yeah.
But when you invest long term and the stock market is as high as it is, you can sell some calls against what you own.
Yeah.
And if the stock doesn't completely go up, you'll make money on those calls that you sell. Now, if the stock does go up, someone has the option of buying those calls from you or buying those shares from you at a higher price. So you'll still make money as the price goes up. You won't make as much money, but you can still buy back into the stock because you'll have that money that they just paid you to own that stock.
Yep.
So.
All right, that's what's up, man.
That's what's up, man. Drop some gems on that one, bro.
A lot of gems. All right, that's dope, man. So now
I've had some time to learn some stuff, and all.
Oh yeah. For 5 years now you've been doing it. So yeah, you definitely. I just started like not even a year ago, so I'm still a rookie at this stuff, but I'm definitely learning it, man.
It's a good time to learn, man.
Oh yeah, it's a good time. So yeah, man. But we're gonna go ahead and shift gears. We'll go into our next segment. So our next segment is called the Fab Five, where we do this with all of our guests, where we just ask like 5 fun questions. So it's gonna be kind of like a lightning round, just some fun questions for you and kind of get to know you a little bit better. So I'm gonna start off with the first question. What's the song that pumps you up before a football game?
Last year, it's False Alarm by The Weeknd. But I can listen to like his whole album, that whole album that he just did. What was Starboy? I can listen to that whole album for the game, man.
Okay.
I don't know, The Weeknd, he just got it, man.
Word. Right, on the pop vibes.
Yeah.
Weeknd dope though.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2, man. What is your I think you actually already answered this, but just to clarify, what's your favorite place you've lived?
I didn't answer that. I would have to say Arizona. I love Arizona. South Carolina's home, but I mean, the wintertime, 60, 70 degrees. Right now it's 80, 90 degrees. It's a little hot in the summertime. You know, it gets above 100, but it's nice out here. The living is nice out here.
All right.
Yeah, that's dry. It's dry air too. You know, back home where we at, man. It's that humidity is different. But
Crazy.
Walk outside,
over there,
you can't breathe.
Yeah, facts.
Facts, dog.
We were all in Charleston, so we know that.
Oh yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different, bro. It's different.
I ain't gonna lie, Columbia worse than Charleston though. At least Charleston, you get some of that breeze from the See, Charleston, you get some of the breeze from the coast, right? But in Columbia, it's like it all just like sits. It's just like there.
I ain't gonna lie. I agree with that, Cam. Like, it just, I don't know. It just feel like instantly, like when I'm driving from like 26, when I get to a certain exit, I feel it choke me like instantly. I'm like, okay, that lets me know like I'm closer to the house. Like I'm like, all right, like I'm back home. It's different for real. So.
Question number 3, man. What's your favorite book?
Favorite book? I would have to say Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
Have y'all read that book?
Classic. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I read
Cam
it.
actually turned me on to that, man.
Yeah, I've read it a few times now.
That's the entrepreneur thing, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's a must read.
It's a must read.
It's one of those books. Like if you haven't read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you absolutely need to read that book.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not only like entrepreneur, but like it just opened your mind to so much, and it kind of like, you know, gives you a refresher, like, you know, your entire outlook. You know what I'm saying? And it just like instant grind mode after you read that. You know what I'm saying?
So it make you think about money differently. So that's
for sure.
Yeah. It because the biggest thing is like most of us, we're so used to like the regular grind, like that middle class grind where you just working to make money, and like
that rat race
and Rich Dad Poor Dad
That's all we do, man.
That's all we do. So it teach you how the wealthy how they make their bread, and like the secrets. It's like the secrets of the game, man. So like you got to read that. That's a good
big facts.
That's a good one. It changes generations, man. But you know, it got to start somewhere, right? Can't just be us doing the same old thing, or you know, our kids gonna be doing the same old thing. That's what they're gonna see, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Exactly. Good point.
You gotta at least try.
Facts. All right, man. So, question number 4: what is your favorite pastime outside of football?
I want to say basketball, but I don't play basketball that much anymore. I gotta keep my legs and everything good for football.
Yeah.
Too many injuries you can have messing around playing pickup basketball. But you know, I'll say basketball.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha.
I'm surprised. I thought you would say golf. Every time I talk to you,
I
just
you gonna work on that golf swing too, bro.
You know
That's what I thought he was gonna say, Cam.
You know, it is golf, actually. It is golf. You know, it is golf. I always tell people like football pays for my golf addiction. It really does. Like football allows me to play golf and get the clubs that I want, and, you know, go to these courses. But yeah, golf is fun, man. Golf is like, you know, after football.
So bonus question, man. Where's the best golf course that you've played on? Like what city, what state, like what can you think about as far as like best golf course?
Well, I would have to say Augusta. Right.
Okay.
They're playing the Masters right now.
Yeah.
So, I would have to say Augusta, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best course I played. I played some pretty dope courses in Australia, but just the history there. You know, so many guys that won there, like Tiger and Jordan Spieth and Dustin Johnson. You know, you hitting the same shot. Well, you're not really hitting the same shots they hit because you're not good at them. But you know, you might be in the same area.
You play where they play.
Yeah. So it's just pretty cool. You know, playing where they play. You know,
that's dope. Yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Final question, number 5. All right. Who's the GOAT? Jordan or LeBron?
Can't they both be the GOAT, man?
You can't say both, man. You gotta pick one. Man. You gotta pick one, man.
Oh man, you put him on spot.
All
I'm gonna have to go with Jordan.
Okay, all right.
I mean, LeBron is that guy, but I started watching basketball, and my dad had me watching Jordan. So, you know, it was a different time. He was playing with some different folks, but
yeah,
he was killing the game, and the championships are the championships. I mean, he had Pippen, he had Rodman, and all them dudes. He had squads, but man, he was that dude, man.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
Yeah, LeBron's had some squads too. Now,
Yeah.
here's what I always say. I think LeBron, if you going talent for talent, like you match him up, right? I think LeBron on paper is a better player, but when you just can't put a score on that like killer instinct. Like Jordan got that killer, he got that killer instinct.
He got that
and
killer.
LeBron
Man.
ain't like I just feel like LeBron ain't got that killer instinct. You know what I'm saying? Like
if LeBron and Kobe were mixed up, they would be that guy. They would probably get like Kobe had that killer instinct. Like,
right, exactly.
LeBron ain't really got that killer instinct, which doesn't make him any worse player, but MJ definitely had that.
Oh yeah, man.
And he stayed on one team his whole pretty much his whole career. We're not gonna talk about in it, but he stayed on one team, man. Like LeBron was like, I won my stuff in Cleveland, but I'm gonna do it here and go with these two other guys, and D Wade and Bosh, and I'm gonna go here. There's nothing wrong with that, but to do it all at one team, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I agree with that. So
I was gonna say, man, that I mean, just to your point, I think like maybe we all have like a little bit of bias to us too. You know what I mean? Like, because my pops would tell me like Dr. J is better than Mike, but he grew up watching Dr. J. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like my uncle says the same thing. He like, it's based on like, excuse me, what you grew up seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up on Michael.
Generational thing.
You know what I mean? This current generation, like they're gonna say LeBron is the GOAT because that's who they watching. You know. So, but you can't take greatness away from nothing. To your point about Kobe, like Kobe is, him and Bron neck and neck for me. And for Kobe's reason is the fact that he didn't leave the team. You know what I'm saying? Even though Kobe, like Shaq left, he still got 2 rings after Shaq left. So you know what I mean? It's like what can you say? But greatness is greatness, man. And I agree with you, Cam. Like it's just Jordan got that killer, and LeBron, he might not have that killer instinct. You know what I'm saying? But, but they both great in their own right, bro.
Facts. Yeah, man. Hey, that's what's up. So, before you go, I didn't ask you earlier. I meant to ask you about your camp. So you do a camp. Hey, you do it. Do you do it every year? You do your camp at Fort Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Your football camp. Tell us a little bit about that. How you got into doing
I do. So what I started doing about 6 years ago was a military camp. So what it was we would go to a base, and I partnered with Procter and Gamble. We would go to a base and put on a free camp for the kids. So how it was done was, the base would put out these flyers to buy Procter and Gamble products, right? So whoever the base bought the most in a certain period of time, they would get the camp.
Okay.
And I was like, we got to do one at Fort Jackson, like, and that's where I'm from.
Right.
So we did our first one in Fort Jackson 3 or 4 years ago, I believe. But that's kind of how it started. And then I just like last year we had a virtual football camp, which was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. If you could imagine trying to teach some kids on Facebook or something how to do in like a little box. It was so crazy. Like there wasn't much movement. We had to throw the ball up and catch it. It was just weird. I don't want to have to.
Oh, that's wild.
Kobe, get up out of here. We don't need you anymore. We had enough of you.
Right.
But hopefully we can get that back going. But that's how it kind of started, man. It's just Procter and Gamble wanted to do this military thing, and I had an interest in it. We got together and put on some free camps for the kids.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
That's dope. Deal. Yeah, that's real dope, man. Respect, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, Dre, man, we definitely appreciate you, dog. So one thing we always like to do is, you hear about people, we often give people their flowers when they're gone. but we don't always do that while they're here. So while you're on the City of Savages podcast, we want to make sure that we give you your flowers while you're here, man. So, appreciate everything that you do, everything, your charity, your camps, just always, yeah, I can't even, explain to everybody everything that you've done to help out with the frat. So if y'all don't know, Dre is a noob as well. But yeah, man, just your longevity in the league, man, it's so many things that you've contributed to society, to us, and it's been a pleasure just being able to know you, bro. So I want to give you your flowers while you're here, man, and just let you know that you're appreciated and show you some love, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, fellas. This is fun.
Yeah, man. Hey, a lot of fun.
For sure, man.
So appreciate you. Hey, and G, I'll let you take us out, man.
Yeah, man. Just to echo Cam said it all, bro. Just thank you, man. We appreciate you for doing this with us. But real talk, man, we you inspire us, and I'm sure you inspire many out there, bro. So just keep rocking, keep doing what you're doing. Not only in football, bro, but in your entrepreneurial businesses and ventures and philanthropy, bro. Just appreciate you.
Yeah.
One more thing that we do, we have a final gym. So if there's one thing you want to leave with us and with our listeners, that and it can be football related, it can be life related, man, but something to drop for the folks, man, what would it be? Something that you've learned, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, biggest word in my life is effort. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter where you are. There's a lot of things that you can't control. You can't control the weather. You can't control who you work for. Yep. Sometimes you can't control who you work with. But the one thing you can control most definitely is your effort. And it doesn't matter if it's, in sports, if it's in business, if it's making your bed every day or whatever it is, no matter how small or how big it is, that's one thing you can control. And that's one thing I want to leave everybody with is effort, man. I always think about that.
Yo, dig it, bro.
Good one, man. Love it. Yeah. Yes, sir. Hey, well, Dre, appreciate you, bro. Man, it was a pleasure. Absolutely love.
Big facts. Thank you.
Hey, y'all have now listened to the City of Savages podcast. Appreciate it. Dre, appreciate you. And we out.
All right.